Welcome to The Explainer. You ever wonder how scientists can predict something like the spread of a disease or maybe the survival rate of a species? Well, they're not using a crystal ball, I can tell you that. It's something way more powerful. Today, we are going to decode the mathematical secret weapon that biologists use to solve some of nature's biggest mysteries.
You know, it really can seem like magic, right? Turning a simple observation into a prediction about the future. But it's not. It's actually a super logical process. And the key ingredient is math. So let's dive into how biologists use this amazing tool to kind of see into the future of the natural world.
So every great scientific journey, and I mean every single one, starts with the scientific method. It's this structured way of observing, asking questions, and experimenting. And at its very heart, it's fueled by one essential thing: data.
Yeah, I want you to think of data as the raw material for discovery. Every little measurement of how much a plant has grown, every single count of a bird population, every date a flower blooms. These are all clues. They are the building blocks that let scientists form a hypothesis they can actually test. Without data, science is really just guessing.
But here's the thing. Just having a big pile of clues isn't enough to solve a mystery, right? You've got to organize them. So how do scientists bring some order to all that chaotic, raw information?
Well, they use visual tools, a lot like the ones you're seeing here. You know, a bar graph can show you changes over time. A flowchart can make a really complex process make sense. And a simple map, it can reveal patterns across a whole region. Each of these is designed to turn a long, boring list of numbers into a clear picture, letting researchers spot relationships that might have otherwise just stayed hidden in all the noise.
Okay, so to actually read these patterns, scientists use a very specific mathematical language. And it's built on a concept that is so simple, but believe me, it is incredibly powerful.
First up, we have the ratio. Now, don't let the word scare you. It's just a simple way of comparing two numbers. Think 6 out of 10 or 1 in a million. It's just a fundamental comparison. That's it.
And this is where the magic really starts to happen. A proportion just says that two ratios are equal. By setting them up like this, we create this powerful little equation that lets us find a missing piece of information.
Now, to work with proportions, there's just a little bit of terminology we got to know. The two outer values you see, A and D, those are called the extremes, and the two inner values, B and C, those are the means. Now, I know this seems like just vocabulary, but trust me, understanding these terms is the key to unlocking the real power of this whole thing.
And here it is, the one simple rule you have to remember. Think of a proportion like a balanced scale. To keep it perfectly level, the product of the extremes, those two outer values, has to equal the product of the means, the two inner values. That's the secret. And what it means is, if you know any three of these values, you can always, and I mean always, solve for the missing fourth one.
Okay, so that's all the theory. Now let's see how this actually becomes a powerful predictive tool for a biologist who's out there in the field. This is where the numbers meet reality.
All right, here's our first piece of data, our known ratio. From watching over time, a biologist knows that for every 10 sparrows bitten by this one type of mosquito, 6 of them will get sick. So that's our ratio, 6 to 10.
Now for the big question. A whole new group of 50 sparrows gets bitten. Can we use the ratio we already know to predict what's going to happen? This isn't just a guess, mind you. It's a calculated forecast. Oh, absolutely we can. Here's how we solve the puzzle, step by step. First, we set up our proportion. The unknown number of 6 sparrows, let's just call it A, is to the total of 50 sparrows as our known ratio of 6 is to 10. Now, we just apply our rule. We multiply the extremes, that's A times 10, and then the means, which is 50 times 6. That gives us a really simple equation, 10A equals 300. And with a little quick division, we can solve for A.
And there it is. The answer is 30. Based on that initial data, our little mathematical model predicts that exactly 30 of those 50 sparrows are going to get malaria.
So here's the really crucial point. We just used a simple math rule to make a powerful scientific prediction. We literally turned an observation from the past into a forecast for the future. I mean, that's math in action.
And look, this fundamental concept isn't just for counting sparrows. It's the engine that's driving some of the most advanced biological research happening anywhere in the world today.
I mean, think about it. Whether scientists are mapping the billions of base pairs in our DNA, or figuring out the exact effective dose for a new life-saving drug, or even modeling the population growth of an entire endangered species, the principles of data analysis and proportion are absolutely essential. It's really the foundation for all of it.
So, why does any of this matter to you? What's the big takeaway from this whole mathematical journey we've been on?
It's this. Biology and mathematics are not separate worlds. Not at all. They are deeply, deeply connected. To really understand the story of life, you also have to understand the language of numbers.
Ultimately, mathematics is just an integral part of the scientific process. It's the incredibly powerful tool that lets a scientist take a mountain of raw, messy data, all those clues, and transform it into a clear, understandable fact.
So, the next time you see a pattern in the world around you, I want you to remember the power of proportion. You now have the basic toolkit to turn an observation into a real prediction. So what questions will you answer?